Good morning. Welcome to Power Plays. I hope you enjoy yourself. Let's get ready for a good day of trading. Ha ha. Alright, let's take a look at yesterday. What we have here is our different levels. Our entry point between 225 and 226 for long plays and short plays 220, 221, 223. And let's see how that held up. Remember, there were some things I pointed out. So we'll see how everything held up. So let's look at the chart here. Let's look at the spot chart here. Alright. So as we zoom in on yesterday, let's look at our key levels. Alright. So in the pre-market yesterday, we saw those levels that we had set, but we saw that SPY had already started moving north of those levels. I pointed out this trend line right here. Get the chart right. I pointed out this trend line here, and I told y'all that SPY had respected this trend line once, twice, and three times in the pre-market, and that as we stretch that trend line out, that it'll be interesting to see if SPY maintained that respect. I also pointed out this gap here, which had us identify the 622.32 to 622.98. And I said if SPY started to trade in that gap or fill that gap, we could have a little fun. So let's take a look at that, at what we got. Zoom in here. Okay, so yesterday, right at open, SPY shot up, bounced off a trend line, came down, respected our trend line, and it shot back up. But what caused that? As it was building up to break through, you can see that SPY built a lot of liquidity right here. These are buys and sell orders, which you get supply and demand depending on the move, whether it's up or down. So when SPY built this liquidity, when it shot up, it ran into resistance. Previous liquidity from another day. You can see right here, these areas hit 1, 2, 3 times. A lot of liquidity. And it forced it back down. When it got back down, this liquidity forced it to go back up. When it got back up, it shot up, tried to break through again, ran to resistance, rejected, came back, and look right here, all the way to the left over here. You see that liquidity from the pre-market from the previous day? That liquidity, it grabbed those orders and it forced it back up. Gave it enough momentum to break through this area, back to test the previous day's high, which I told y'all we should be looking at as key target areas that we identified yesterday. Previous day high, previous day low, pre-market high, pre-market low, pre-market low bounce, pre-market high, which coincided with the bottom of that gap that started here to here, and look what we got. Boom, all that liquidity and it grabs it. And if you just back test, you can see all this stuff sitting back here, and you can start to understand why if you watch other people, give these analysis, you will understand why they talk about liquidity and back testing. Well, you can see it right here. SPY built this liquidity to force its way through, got to other liquidity, which would probably sell orders and trigger some stop losses and things, and it forced this back down. Once it forced it back down, it ran back into this liquidity, these buy orders, people that were waiting on it to get back in this area so they can buy based off this reaction, and they bought it and it ran up. From here, the same reaction, bam bam, run into liquidity, force it back down to other liquidity. That's supply and demand all day. Look at the bull flag. See the bull flag? Boom, boom, boom. Resistance, created a new high, which for us is our previous day high for the day. And remember, we put those in yellow. We'll slide over, and then we'll set up our previous day's low. I'm gonna remove these. Look what we got here. We got another gap. Boom. We're gonna make that orange. Look at huge gap up. Gonna make that orange, and which establishes the pre-market high of the day. And the pre-market low of the day coincides with the top of that gap, with the bottom of that gap. So you see we got some key areas here. Now you can set your price targets for the day just off of those levels if you wanted to. But you know, I did make a chart. Unfortunately, everything is not exactly like it should be because SPY's already broke through some of my levels. But these are the levels for today. And I'm going to show you the levels for today so you can see that. And here are the SPY levels for today. And you should look for long entries off of a pullback. Alright. Your long entries, you should be looking at off of a pullback into the 625, 626 range, with your stop loss at 625, with your target at 626.60, 628.50, and 629.70. For shorts, I would wait for it to break back and touch into this area here where there's, honestly, because there's a big gap. I know what my chart says. That gap is down to 26, 24, 21. I would wait till it gets in that area, and I set my stop loss still at 624.60, and then those target prices would still hold true. 623.60, 621.80, 618.50. If it gets that kind of move, basically a $2 move off the gap, which is the same size of the gap up, so you can usually bank on it moving about roughly about the same distance. And so if you're gonna be scalping it, like I said, wait till it get back to 625 area. If it pulls back, your first target 620, 660, and then 628.50. If you're gonna be scalping this, playing the SPY, and if you're gonna be scalping short, like I said, 624.30 is a good place with the 624.50 as the stop loss, with 623.30 and 622 as your targets because you're scalping it. So those are the levels for today. And once again, this is not financial advice from us over here at Power Plays Palace. But what this is, these are our ideas based on how we're going to trade today. Yesterday was a pretty good day. We followed the trade. This gap up allowed us to be profitable. Take a few trades. We had the 625 calls We got them originally at at 27 cents. It pulled back to about 18 cents. I know I ran mine that I had up to 25 cents from the 18 because I didn't get in until it got to 18. I know one of the members of the group got in at 27, and once it happened, you're talking about almost 50% gain. Eventually, at the end of the day, now it went all the way up to 35, 40 cents. But once you make your profit, you get in, you get out, and that's what we did. So there you go, man. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to us, and we appreciate everything. Thanks for supporting Power Plays. Join us in our Discord, and you will get some. I mean, you have some fun with us because that's what we do. We trade, we have fun, and we trying to get better and grow our bank accounts. So if it's not too much, come on over and join us at Power Plays in the Discord. And thank you once again for enjoying Power Plays Palace. I am Jay Boogie the Diesel. Have a nice day.